everyone, my name is Shawn in case you don't know, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the tilt table test, which is how you diagnose for POTS, and I believe it may be used for some other conditions, but I'm not really sure what conditions because I just have POTS. Hopefully this video will either inform you about what this test exactly is, and hopefully it will relieve some of your anxiety about the test. So in case you don't know, POTS is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. It's a chronic illness in which the major factors are that when you are standing up or going from sitting to standing or laying to standing, your heart rate and or blood pressure drastically changes, making you orthostatic, meaning your body is just sort of like freaking out that you have switch to the standing position or that you are standing for a long time. And that's just a simple way of saying it. There's of course other symptoms of this condition, and I have a previous video on POTS and I'll link that down in the description below. I go more thoroughly into the symptoms, but essentially if you're going to want to test for POTS, you're going to want to see this change in the heart rate and or the blood pressure, and the way that they do that is using this thing called a tilt table test. Now they can do normal orthostatic tests all that they want, but that just tells people that you're orthostatic. It doesn't necessarily mean you have POTS. You can be orthostatic for a variety of reasons. You could be orthostatic because you have an eating disorder, or because you simply have orthostatic hypertension, or because you have some other health condition where orthostatic hypertension or orthostatic whatever is a symptom of that condition. But the tilt table test specifically has you up longer, and it's very intense, and it helps them see if you have POTS or not. I forget the exact measures, but I think a change in 30 in heart rate for adults and a change in 40 in heart rate for kids means that you are orthostatic. They can tell pretty quickly on the tilt table test whether or not you have POTS if you have a bad case of it. If you don't, they may have to pump adrenaline in your arm through an IV, but I was lucky to not have that done. But I do know from hearing about other people's experience with the test that some people do have to get adrenaline pumped in to see if they have POTS. So basically how the test works is that they put an IV in your arm. That is honestly the most stressful part of the test. When I got the tilt table test, I had really bad needle phobia. My needle phobia has been fixed because I was stuck in the hospital for a few weeks, and if you're stuck in the hospital, you're gonna get jabbed with needles. But basically you get an IV and then you get laid on this table. I'm gonna use this to represent the table. So you get laid on this table and it's flat, and you get strapped down, and you can't really move that much when you're strapped down, but that's the point. They're trying to make sure that if you do pass out, because POTS patients are known for passing out, they're just trying to make sure that you don't fall and hit your head, and they're trying to make sure that you stand up the whole time. Now you could be standing up for 30 to 40 minutes, but I didn't last that long. I think I lasted about 8 minutes. I did not pass out though. So they do sometimes stop the test early. So you're strapped to this table with the IV in your arm, and the table gets tilted completely vertical, and you are stuck in that vertical position. You can't sit, you can't squat, and you are stuck in that vertical position for however long they deem necessary. I think that there is a specific time that you should be up for, but as I said, I got pulled down after about 7 or 8 minutes, and that's because I was having symptoms that I was about to pass out. I couldn't breathe, my vision went completely away, and I felt just really off, and they knew that I was about to pass out, so they took me down. Just be honest about your symptoms to the person who's doing your test if you get the tilt table test done, so that you can let them know if you need to be let down from having symptoms that are showing that you're about to pass out. When you're in this vertical position, they're just monitoring your heart rate and your blood pressure. My heart rate jumped about 74 beats per minute, I think, and that's definitely POTS and orthostatic, and if your heart rate jumps that much, then you probably have POTS too. The IV is in your arm to pump adrenaline into your arm if your test person deems it necessary. And it's also in your arm in case you do pass out, because to lessen your worries, if you do pass out on the tilt table test, you're in a hospital and you have an IV in your arm, and so they just pump fluid into you and it will help you recover quicker and feel better quicker. And then that's done. They just take out the IV and you're all done. You either have POTS or you don't have POTS. Some people say that this test is inhumane because you basically feel really bad symptoms when you're upright, and I just want to say, like, yes, I somewhat agree, but I also want to say, like, don't worry about it too much. It's not as bad as you think it will be. I was really stressed out when I was getting it done because of the IV, but looking back, I'm like, wow, that wasn't really that bad, and people can definitely handle that. So yeah. I hope that this video was informative about the tilt table test, and I hope that it eased some of your worries or anxieties that you might have about the test. If you have any questions about the tilt table test or POTS, feel free to let me know by commenting down in the comment section below. I'm always happy to answer any questions about POTS or to talk about my experience with POTS, because I want other people to know that they're not alone in my struggle, and I want to raise awareness for this condition. And yeah, feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to me if you haven't already. I upload videos 3 times a week, so stick around for more videos like this one, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye!